Alright, so greetings from Bellemont, Arizona. Pretty much Flagstaff area up in the mountains. I think we're 6,000 feet up, and I'm kind of blind right now from this flashlight. It's kind of dark, so I was aiming to get that going, but now it's flashing awkwardly because the batteries are low. So we'll just deal with that. Anyways, the last time we left you, we were going up to down to Lithia Springs, Georgia. We got that all taken care of, and then we did not have a next load, and we were right near Atlanta. So we ended up finally kind of taking a joyride through Atlanta to the nearest pilot. The one other time I was going to see Atlanta, when you get to Atlanta, it says all through trucks must take bypass, and I took it, even though my trainer told me to just roll through because it was late. That's usually for when it's traffic and congestion, but it was all good. So we got to see Atlanta for the first time, and as we were on our way, we got a load from Cedartown, Georgia to Kansas City, Missouri. So we hauled up there. We actually got to stop at Cracker Barrel again. This is interesting. Got to stop at Cracker Barrel again. The only other one was Virginia, and that's like pretty much my favorite restaurant on the road. They don't have them in California, so got to have a good meal there. And then when we got back to the truck, or no, it was actually before we went to get food. It was in Nashville. This truck pulls up and parks. He's got a freaking dead bird. It's kind of the Peterbilt. So got that like overlap lip visor. He's got a dead hawk just hanging from there, man. It was pretty crazy. So he busted it out. We got out and touched its claws, and I pet its feathers for a bit, even though it's dead. Whatever. So then we get to Kansas City. My teammate got a little confused. We were supposed to do a live unload with that. It was some office furniture or some furniture, and he was supposed to help, and he was out of hours, and he ended up not helping. The next morning, I kind of knew what was going on because I was asleep and I heard some stuff, and then the next morning I'm waking up and he's like, yeah, man, live unload. And I was like, yeah, we have to do that sometimes. They pay us for it. And it took me 3 times to kind of get across, like, why didn't you wake me up to do it? There was really no reason for it. If you're driving, you're not there, you trade off. If you're out of hours and you got to do something, trade off. So that was a little unfortunate. I apologized to the guy in the morning when he boldly stated on the BOL on our copy, driver did not unload. So I don't know if we're going to get a service failure for that. I don't know. But anyway, what can you do? So then we're trying to get from Kansas City over to the SWFT terminal in Edwardsville, Kansas. And somehow, some way, I missed, one of the junctions, and I had to do a little detour through Kansas City. It was all good. It's a pretty cool city. So we finally get to Edwardsville, Kansas, and we get a load to Marietta, Oklahoma. And while we're driving, it's pretty much the theme. That was the initial theme of this title for this video, Boom Goes the Dynamite. Because we're driving, I had the music up loud, I'm kind of, doing my thing, and boom! This freaking semi in the next lane over, its tire blew off, and like the whole outer sidewall stayed intact like a donut, flew like 50 feet into the air, and I think into the median, like a grassy median. But luckily, it was like a dream, not a dream, but it was like one of those shock moments. Luckily, nothing happened. None of the cars, nothing, no pileups. But and I don't even think the guy knew it was him. I think he thought it was me or something, because he kept going, and I'd like flash him down. Finally, he pulled over, and I saw his wheel. The whole outer sidewall was just gone. So boom, that's how that worked. So then we get to Dollar Tree, and we kind of had some fun there because there was a SWFT driver parked with his headlights on across the way, on that side, and we just docked, and then this other like independent trucker comes and like is trying to back in, doing a really bad job, ends up hitting his mirrors on one of the trailers across the way, and gets out and comes up to us and blames it on the SWFT driver. He's like, yeah, that freaking guy's probably new, he didn't even turn his lights off, which is true. He shouldn't be sitting there with his lights on, at least leave the marker lights on, but not the headlights. So I just thought it was funny, this guy's blaming the rookie Swiftie, and I don't even know if he knew that we were Swifties ourselves. But so we were talking to dispatch, and we told him, we're like, hey, Qualcomm this guy, tractor, blah 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 number, tell him to turn off his headlights. And the guy on the phone, it was a late night dispatch dude, he was having fun with it. He ended up messaging the guy, but the guy left within about 10 minutes and didn't turn it off. But we just thought it was funny, like, we're calling California from Oklahoma to tell California to tell the other guy from Oklahoma who's 50 feet away from us to turn off his headlights. So I don't know, we just thought it was kind of funny. And then after Marietta, Oklahoma, we get back to Oklahoma City. We'd already driven through. We go back up. We do 112 empty miles to do 1 loaded mile. It was a short haul, but we got paid the short haul bonus, which was cool. And then while we were picking up the next load to Huntsville, Arkansas, boom, the real boom of the trip is Ayman and I. We had already been talking about ending the team because he has 2 kids and a wife and wants to try to do local or something dedicated where he's home regularly. But you know, we've had our little mishaps. I mean, put any 2 strangers in a box 8x8 cell and expect them to get along for weeks at a time. I mean, we've had our miscommunications. We've had little fights here and there. Blah 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 blah. I don't need to embellish too much, but basically, I was already off duty. He had done that small local run. We get back to the Oklahoma City terminal, and we're trying to save time, you know, save time. So he's dropping off the trailer. I go into dispatch. It's about a 100-yard difference between the 2 points. He drops it off, turns around, has his headlights on, the truck's on. You know, I'm clearly 300 feet away, and I come out. We're trying to save time, and I come out. I see him. I kind of wave. And I wave, and I wave, and I wave, and he's not moving. I move a few more feet up, and I'm waving, move a few more feet up, 50 more feet, 20 more feet, waving, waving, waving. Finally, I get up to the truck, kind of give him like a sarcastic, like, hey, and it just kind of rubbed him the wrong way, because here I was thinking I was doing him a favor by, you know, going into dispatch, saving time, and he ends up flipping out on me, and pretty much was threatening to fight me in my face, and luckily I reminded him, like, you touch me, you're fired. You got 2 kids and a wife, like, chill out. And so he had to go blow some steam, and so that was the big boom. We already knew we were ending, but that was kind of the big, like, all right, we're done. You know, some people will talk so much crap about teams, and you finally start seeing the whys to that aspect. So whatever. Basically, at this point, we finally made up enough to keep rolling. Whatever. Finally just kind of started small talking again, and we're good. There's no bad blood, no hard feelings. But so from that load, we got there into Arkansas through some really small freaking neighborhoods to get to a Butterball facility, which was freaking kind of insane, seeing all the trailers with the compartments for the birds. And I actually saw a part, like a conveyor belt with the dead freaking upside down white turkeys just rolling in off the truck, and I just thought it was funny. Like, everyone sits down for their nice Thanksgiving dinner, and here's the source of it all. So anyway, we finally got out of Arkansas. Finally, I say finally because they did not have an empty at the Butterball facility. They were supposed to, but there was an error. So then we are making our way to the next place up in Rogers, Arkansas. That was Huntsville, up to Rogers in northwest Arkansas. We get some Mexican food. We're waiting for an empty trailer assignment. We finally get one at a Lazy Boy distribution center. We drive the 24 miles. We get there. The gate is locked. No one's on the intercom. Our dispatch, I get a hold of them. They're calling their after-hour line. No one's picking up. We don't know what we're doing. Now we got to wait for another place to go get an empty. And luckily, a JB Hunt guy pulled in behind me and knew the code. So we got in. We found our trailer. We were on our way. So we got rolling from Ayman pretty much took over from there. I woke up today in New Mexico, just drove from New Mexico here into Arizona, and Ayman's taken over to California. So at this point, we're picking up. He's got to take a few days off to reset his clock. I'm actually going to run solo out to Oklahoma. I got a pretty good window, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive to Phoenix. I'm going to take my 34 there. It'll actually be a 42. I'm going to see my buddy Paul from college, hang out, you know, watch some Thursday night football, just chill, and then make my way to Oklahoma. And then I'll be off by the 24th or early 25th. Hopefully I'll be home for Thanksgiving to get one of those Butterball turkeys that I saw dangling. So that's pretty much the long and short of it. It's a hell of a ride. You're always learning. Luckily, no one got hurt with that blown tire, and luckily there's no bad feelings with the team split. So Team AiMitch is no mas, but keep rolling.